tall. All right, I'm going to do a medium reading. For somebody who, now she did just very recently pass away, so I was a little bit hesitant. I thought she passed away like about a week ago, but this was like a couple days ago. So yeah, normally I like to give a little time before I do a reading, but like I'm so excited to connect with this person if she is willing and available. And see what we can learn from her and just listen to what she has to say. I'm real excited over it. So I think I'm going to allow her to choose what deck we're going to use. Because I have like the traditional Rider-Waite. I have this adorable Kawaii Tarot. Super cute, super simple. And then I have the Housewives Tarot. Now, who am I reading on? All right, I got my notes, and it's just little important points about her career and just a general look at what she was known for. So we're going to look at Katherine Johnson, American mathematician. She was also called the human computer, or one of a few human computers. She's absolute math genius. Like, genius is not even the right word to describe this woman. She's a savant, like absolutely talented. She lived to be 101 years old. Good on her. I hope she was, in good health and stuff for the majority of her life. I really hope so. Now, Katherine Johnson was a mathematician. She was one of the first African-American women to work as a NASA scientist. She also, actually, before NASA was a thing, back when it was NACA, she actually worked for them there too. Now, let's see what. Now, she actually played a very, very important role, and this is why I have notes, right? Is so I can just give some general look at like what some of her contributions were. She had many, and I'm only going to list a couple here, but her calculations for things like orbital mechanics, it was super important to the success of the first manned American space flights. They couldn't send people out into space without knowing for sure perfectly how it was going to go, what they were going to do, without all the numbers being right, they couldn't do that, right? So she figured that stuff out. She calculated things like trajectories, launch windows, so I'm thinking that means like the best times to launch craft, and the emergency return paths for the Project Mercury space flights. Those are some of the early space flights. So her calculations helped people like Alan Shepard, who was the first American in space, and John Glenn, who was the first American person to go into orbit. Without her calculations, somebody else maybe would have figured it out, but those American people wouldn't have been sent out into space as soon as they were without her calculations and without her intelligence. And her calculations were also extremely important to the start of the space shuttle program. And the space shuttle program, that was a huge deal. It really... I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff. I'm not a math or science person. I'm not good at those things, but I think I'm still allowed to be passionate about space flight and science and just those parts of human history where we were able to push the limits of the world around us. And a lot of this is thanks to her and other women. I mean, a lot of people were involved, but her and a lot of other women. Now, she actually was the inspiration for the book Hidden Figures. And a few years ago, the movie Hidden Figures had come out. I still haven't watched that, so I really, really want to. And I haven't read the book yet either, so I would really, really want to. Now, is she here, Katherine? Hello, Mrs. Johnson, I'm not sure how you want me to address you. I heard just Katherine is fine. I see what you're working with, dear, and I've always been very skeptical of these cards, but I'm willing to give it a try. Have you chosen a deck? I'm getting that she likes the art in the Housewives cards. A lot of women dressed like that back in my younger days. It reminds me of a lot of my friends and a lot of my family. But I don't get the feeling that that's the deck that she wanted to use, so. Anything in particular? I have the Kawaii Tarot and I have the Rider-Waite. I'm hearing let's just use the Rider-Waite. Okay. She says she's familiar with those. She's seen the Rider-Waite cards before, she's saying. She just never used them, and she said, I never believed in those things, but I'm willing to try this. Okay. Well, thank you for being open to this and being willing to try. I'm so very, very grateful that you're here to talk to us, because I realized that you only just recently passed away. I guess it would be a couple days ago now. And I imagine you probably have a lot going on. So I can be anywhere at once, she says. Being in the spiritual realm, she can be anywhere at once. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. She says, I've been to space. And she's excited. I've been to space. I suppose so. Because when we're outside of the body, we can go anywhere in a snap, in a heartbeat, in a thought. And the cold vacuum of space has no effect on the soul or the spirit. Only the physical body does it affect. She says that's right. All right. Well, hello, Katherine. I am so, so grateful that you've joined us today. I'm so, so grateful that you were willing to talk to me and talk to our viewers. She says, I don't mind. She says, I have a story to share. That's amazing. Okay. What do I even want to ask you first? Okay. I took a minute to just write down some questions that I would like to ask. So we're going to start, Katherine. Can you tell us about your life? What is your perspective on it now? Can you tell us a little bit about your life? I lived a good life, she says. Oh, card fell on the floor. Hang on. Well, I mean, I have the 8 of Wands, and I had to laugh because I heard her say, it went by so quickly. You lived to be 101. That is a long time. She says, that's what I thought too. But now I get here, and I realize how short my life really felt. I have no regrets about dying, she says. My family is a little sad, but they will manage. And of course, I'm trying to do this with complete, total respect for her loved ones. She says they'll manage. They're going to be okay. They're smart and talented. They have a good head on their shoulders. That's what I'm getting. I'm also hearing a good head and a solid head on their shoulders. I have smart women in my family. And the men? I love them too. She says she's smiling and she's kind of joking. You know, I love them too. Anything else you can tell us about your life? Anything you want to say about it? Okay. She was given a beautiful opportunity with this lifetime. That's what she's telling me. I did hear her say, I was given a beautiful opportunity. And I'm also hearing golden opportunity. So this is a Knight of Cups, something of being offered up. And the Knight of Cups refers to something being appealing as well. So life sort of granted her this gorgeous opportunity to do what? Well, you know what I did. You were just telling them, she says. Send a man to the moon. To push humans out past where we ever thought they could go. With the King of Swords, I'm getting, I was gifted with a beautifully intelligent brain, which is true. That's very true, and I'm glad you recognize it. She says, oh, I do. I'm ever so grateful. But now she's also telling me that her life wasn't without challenges. The racism during my time was horrendous. I'm also hearing this is a time where women, especially Black women, but women, were not considered the same value as men. I set out to change that for myself and for the women around me and the women I loved and I cared about. My life was good, but it wasn't without its bad times. It wasn't without its darker moments. I received hate from people. Though I did watch the race relations change and evolve over time. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't segregation. Wow. You know, I like you, Katherine. You're sharp and you're funny and witty as ever. She says, oh. She smiles. Oh. Oh. Whoop. A couple of cards fell out. What do you got to tell us? There was a struggle with the male-dominated society at that time. The male-dominated profession of mathematics, scientific endeavors, and research. I wasn't taken seriously as some of the others, as seriously as some of the men. That would come later. So I imagine that means that they later on started taking her a little more seriously. When did they not take you seriously? Is that like in the beginning of your career? Yes, I'm hearing yes. They doubted me, I'm also hearing. When I first started, they doubted me. They thought I was a maid. Ooh. I sure showed them, she's saying. I sure showed them. Is there anything else you want to tell us about your life? She says you will find it online. True, I guess. Now, when I did some research on you, I made sure to only look at your, like the professional life, just the kinds of jobs that you did and the kinds of projects that you worked on. She says, and did you like it? Yes, I'm very impressed. I'm more than impressed. Now you're telling us earlier, I went to space, and you were just so excited. I went to space. And how is space? Anything you want to tell us about space? Anything interesting you've learned? Because you, as a spirit, because you're free from your physical body now. She says, thank God. It was getting old and it was getting hard to move, she says. I was getting old and it was getting hard to move. Yeah, I can imagine. Being 101 was probably not great on the joints. She's kind of laughing with me. It's so cute. I don't know. I just like, there's something about her that's really cute. Although I feel like I'm not trying to be disrespectful by calling her cute. I think it's just her wittiness and the spark. She's just got so much like spark and verve to her. I love it. I adore it. How's space? What you got to tell us about space? It is beautiful, she's saying. It is beautiful. I can explore at my own pace. With that temperance card. I can explore at my own pace. I get a reliable look at what lays around me and what lies in front of me because I'm the one seeing it with my own eyes. I'm the one seeing it with my own soul. I don't just see the planets and the stars. I feel them. I live them. I experience them. I am them. I love floating. I am so free. I love flying. Never thought I'd be out here. I had no idea. And I thought space was beautiful then. She's referring to being on Earth. If you could see it, if you could see what I'm seeing, this reliable view of space. It's really interesting that she says that. Like what about it makes it reliable? I'm not just making my own inferences. I'm not just filling in the blanks of what the scientists didn't know and didn't understand. I understand everything. I see how everything is connected. I see the energy and I hear it and I feel it and I am it. I'm just getting this feeling like she is just in awe. Where are you out in space right now? Or have you been traveling far? Where have you been? Around the Earth, she says. My family's not ready for me to move on quite yet. They understand that I do need to, but they want to hold me close just a little bit longer. I mean, they can always hold you close, you know, in their memories and in their hearts. And it is really hard when a loved one dies. It doesn't matter how old they were. You know, sometimes it is sad and it is hard. I'm hearing, I want to soothe their hearts. I want to make sure my kids are okay. And I know you told me earlier that, you know, they're sad, but they're going to be fine. So it's like, you do know. But I want to see them be fine. I want to see the tears stop. I want to see them dry up. I want to see them be fine. So you're staying around the Earth, but I'm sure you realize that you could go anywhere just by thought alone. She says, oh yes, but I always come back. I can be anywhere at once. Wow. Oh, that's amazing. I can be anywhere at once. Now she is telling me other things as I get set up here. She was saying to me just a second ago, did you know that everything in the galaxy has a sound? Everything is energy and everything vibrates, and these vibrations create such beautiful music. Jupiter has a beautiful song. I'm seeing the image of the planet Jupiter, and it's almost like I'm getting it from her maybe point of view. She's just floating around it, and she's just floating around it and just listening to the music that this planet gives off. You can't hear this with human ears. It's a blessing to be able to hear this beautiful song. That's amazing. Like that, yes, that does sound like a major blessing. That is amazing. You're very fortunate to be able to experience this. She says, yeah, well, you gotta die first. Of course, she's making a joke. There's something I'm understanding, she says. And that is that I can be here anytime. Like something that is coming in is like she's really amazed at how she can be everywhere and anywhere at once. The infinite size and dimensions of space. I am infinite. I can expand. I can reach every corner of the universe. I've seen out past where telescopes and scientists are not able to see. I see the spaces between the stars. And I can zip there in an instant. Each star is so beautiful and so bright. And look at these colors. They all have such gorgeous auras. The halo of light that surrounds each and every celestial body is unfathomable. Myself on Earth had no idea. And I get to touch it, and I get to be it. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing, Katherine. Now, if it's okay to ask you another question, I would like to. Is there anything you can tell me about your time at NASA? She says NACA and then NASA. Because she worked for both. NACA later became NASA. I enjoyed it, she's saying. I enjoyed my time there. Made many good friends over the years. Now, my understanding is that you retired long before you passed away. She says that's true, but the friends remain. I'm also hearing the word visit. Did you go back and visit? Watching launches. Well, that's cool. So she got to go back and visit and watch some launches from the ground, and that's amazing. She says, I'm still going to be with them. I want to impart my every bit of knowledge and wisdom that I gained and that I continue to gain. The growth is endless. I know everything and I'm still learning more and more. I'm just feeling this sense of absolute fascination. I'm getting the image of a white light just coming down. I'm not seeing her body or anything because she's a spirit right now, right? But for some reason I'm able to like see it, kind of like her point of consciousness. It's almost like a ball of clear energy, but I'm seeing this white light. It's absolutely super concentrated like a laser coming in and imparting infinite wisdom. Wow. I work with those young engineers. She's saying, how so? I correct their mistakes. And I'm seeing the image of somebody, of a calculation somebody had written out. It's like they're trying to figure it out or something and they made an error. And she's whispering in their ear. And now I am seeing her as a human, but it's almost like she's floating next to their ear. And it's her, she's young. And she's floating next to their ear and she's whispering in his ear. He erases the part of the calculation that is wrong. Now I have no idea what this calculation is. It's all is numbers and letters and symbols that I don't understand. I have no idea. But he's erasing part of it and putting in something else. And I'm hearing, oh, that was easy. So that's awesome. You're helping people with their work. You're helping people with their math and that's really awesome. My contributions will never die out, she says. This is my passion and this is my love. Anything else you can tell me about your time at NASA? I love that you visit and you help out and you get to watch that you would come back and visit. I mean, I guess you would still visit in your spiritual form, but you know, even after retirement and stuff, you would go back and visit and watch certain launches. And she said, now she did tell me something and I'm hesitant to speak it. She's referring to the Challenger disaster. And this group of souls that has it's found their way to her. Now, something that I'm not doing a medium reading on that crew, but something that did come in is like they're okay. Like their souls have gone back to their home, where they belong in spirit. They've gone back and joined the one, is what I'm hearing. But some of them have come out to visit her now that she's a spirit. So that's interesting. That is really interesting. And I'm hearing she counsels them. So I'm not sure who said that to me because that was in the third person. Anything else about your time at NASA? I had to hold my own. She's showing me again with this, it's like she's reiterating that it was really male dominated at one time. And she experienced, I am picking up that she did experience a significant amount of racism in her early days there, working with these men. And there were other women, of course. She wasn't the only woman, but she's just saying in her experience, but I stuck around, she says. I wasn't going to show them that their words would hurt me. I wasn't going to show them that their attitudes would hurt me. Why would I let them win like that? I'm the strong one here. She's saying, I'm the strong one here. It takes strength to be loving. It takes strength to be compassionate. And I watched the attitudes soften and change as time went on. As some of those people left, some new people joined. As society progressed, people became more and more open-minded, she's saying. People's demeanor had become gentler, more light-hearted. And I was a human being as equal as them. And I had always been. But I was being recognized as such. I'm also hearing overall, good experience. I'm also hearing I learned a lot about people, and I learned a lot about why people think the way they do. Is part of the wisdom that became imparted onto me when I joined the spirits. Now I do have one more question, and that is, do you have any messages for us left on Earth? You have no idea how beautiful outer space is, she's saying. I could go on for hours and days and lifetimes. Appreciate the stars at night. Appreciate the sun during the day. Appreciate the moon. Appreciate your world. Appreciate the beauty of your planet, of your leaves and your grass and your wind and your sky. Appreciate each other. The beauty is everywhere. Is there anything that you want to say through the cards? Is there anything you want to say to aspiring scientists and mathematicians and young ones who aspire to work in space flight and travel and science? Is there anything you want to say? Anything, any info for them, any advice? Hearing you will be satisfied, and I'm also hearing be content with your progress and where you are. Be content with the level of education you have as you climb the ladder of your own life's progress. Don't do it on anyone else's time or schedule. Do it for you, and you will be content. I'm also hearing there's a long journey. There's much work to do. But it's a beautiful journey. Trust yourself, trust your knowledge, trust your wisdom, trust your inner judgment. you will be fulfilled. It's a very fulfilling line of work. It is an absolute dream, she's saying. To explore the limits of human ability. That's really cool. That is really, really cool. I was going to ask, anything for your loved ones, and she says they know. They know. Now, I am getting the sense that she does want to go, to disconnect, because while she can be everywhere at once, she's saying she really wants to go back to Jupiter and listen to the sounds and the songs of the planet Jupiter. She says, that's my favorite. So, thank you, Katherine. Thank you so much. Wow. I am really, really honored I got to do this reading, and I'm really honored I got to talk to you. That is amazing. Like, you were fantastic. I love everything that you had to say. You're very inspiring. You're an inspiration to women and, well, to people everywhere. So I really appreciate you coming in and having a visit, having a chat with us, and telling us about space and sharing your excitement and your passion. All I could feel while I was talking to her was the passion that she has. And I'm also hearing the passion fuels her. So I am getting this as my own guides are talking to me. I do feel like Katherine is gone. And wow. That I'm at a loss, for words. I have tears. Holy cow, that was absolutely amazing. I am ever so grateful I got to talk to her. So anyways, that was our medium session with Katherine Johnson.